Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how you can do the brand new sprinkler method inside of Grow a Garden. Now, before we get to this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as we'll really appreciate it. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this brand new sprinkler method. Alright guys, now in order to get into this method, basically what you're going to end up wanting to have is going to be one of each sprinkler. Now, if you guys do not have one of each sprinkler for whatever reason, like you're missing a master sprinkler, because it really does end up coming on the shop, you can end up substituting a specific chain of regular sprinklers to end up getting the same effect. So pretty much what you're going to need is either A, one of each sprinkler, so a godly sprinkler, a master sprinkler, an advanced sprinkler, or a basic sprinkler, or B, which is going to be 1 or 2 godly sprinklers, 3 advanced sprinklers, and 5 basic sprinklers. They're pretty much going to give you the same effect. Nextly, you're going to need a good plant. So really what everybody ends up using is going to be the moon melon, because it definitely is one of the best for this method, but you can end up using pretty much any plant, and yeah, you're good to go. And now we can end up getting into the setup. Alright guys, so basically what we're going to end up wanting to do is we're going to have our plant set down on the ground. Now whatever you're going to end up using is going to be fine. For this one, I'm going to use moon melons because it's probably the best. But basically what you're going to end up wanting to do is collect all of your fruit. So as you guys can see, I'm finna go ahead and end up collecting my moon melons right here, like just like this. Make sure they're collected. You cannot do this if they are grown. Now what I'm going to end up doing is placing my sprinklers. So I'm doing the 1-1-1-1 method, which is just going to be the master sprinkler, the godly sprinkler, the advanced sprinkler, and the basic sprinkler. But if you guys are using like the other method, which is going to be the 1 and 2 godlies, the 3 advanced, and the 5 sprinklers, just go ahead and lay everything down. Now what we're going to end up doing is leaving this game for around 30 minutes to an hour. That's going to be very important so the plants can end up growing big. So go ahead and leave the game, do what you got to do, and we're going to come back after around 30 minutes to an hour. Alright guys, it's been roughly around an hour right here in this footage, and as you guys can see, our moon melons are absolutely gargantuan. Now if you're using any plant, they're going to be really big, but as you guys can see, I have around a bunch of them and they're really big, and especially if you are stacking a bunch of them, you're literally going to have a bunch of moon melons just like this. Very easy and very simple. We have a couple gold ones here, and yeah, now next up is going to be pretty much just getting mutations on them. So right here in my game, there was a shock thing, a shock event. You're going to want to get as many mutations on your melons as possible, and this is going to be where you're going to end up making all that money at. Now in this footage, I am a little broke. I have a lot more than 6 billion now, but yeah, at this point I had 6 billion, but pretty much what I'm going to end up doing is like kind of having our moon melons get struck by lightning. So as you guys can see in this footage, I had ended up placing down a lightning rod, and you're going to want to have every single mutation. So you're going to want to have shocked, you're going to want to have celestial, you're going to want to have frozen, all of the above on your stuff pretty much. Now one thing I will tell y'all is you're going to want to get as many gold and rainbows as possible, because that's really where it's going to be like the main money is going to be at. That's where you're going to be making those billions, tens of billions and stuff. It's going to be those ones right here. But honestly, I would not recommend just collecting them right away if they're not, you know, like non-gold or non-rainbow. I would still get the mutations because, you know, they're like 100 million a pop if you get enough like mutations and stuff on it. But especially with these golden ones, with the multipliers, you're going to be making billions. Like with the gold ones, you'll probably get like 1-2 billion just alone off of the, you know, the mutation. And with the rainbow ones, you'll probably get 5-6 billion like per melon. So I mean, it's absolutely insanely broken. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. And pretty much what we're just going to do in this footage is just get as many mutations as possible. Also, some animals are going to end up helping. I'm not exactly sure what animals end up helping, but one thing I will tell y'all is a mole is going to be like just absolutely quintessential here, guys. Make sure you guys do end up getting yourself a mole, guys. I'm telling y'all, a mole will literally just make a billion% of a difference, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, moles are definitely really good to end up having along your back pocket. Also, as you guys can see right here, my melons did end up getting struck right here. But yeah, make sure you guys do end up getting moles to get gears if you guys don't have the watering sprinklers or anything. But yeah, right here we're just gonna be trying to get mutations, and I'll end up showing y'all later just how much this ends up selling for, because it's an absolute lot. But yeah, right here our stuff just ended up getting struck by lightning. Now, for whatever reason, if you cannot end up getting yourself some of the sprinklers like the godly or master sprinklers, there is another way you can end up doing without having to wait for the stock, and that's pretty much going to be to get these moles. Now, moles in this game are very easy to end up getting. As you guys can see, I have one right here. You end up getting it from the night egg, but basically every single 80 seconds it's going to end up digging up some treasure, which can end up being one of the sprinklers. Now, it's not the most reliable method in the world. Honestly, I think you will get more from the shop, but having a couple of these, like 3, 4, maybe even 5, dude, you're going to have a good chance of digging up a whole bunch of gears and stuff. I mean, it's a really good method I would end up having in my back pocket if I can't get these sprinklers to end up you know, going. But yeah, I mean, definitely you're gonna want to have some of these, because you're gonna be using a lot of sprinklers, especially if you're using this method consistently. It's one of the best methods in the game. Make sure you guys do have some moles, as this is just gonna make the process a billion times smoother. And yeah, make sure you guys get this, and you can end up having gargantuan melons 24/7. You won't have to worry about getting these from the shop, and that's what I would definitely end up recommending doing. Now, one of the most important things to understand when doing this sprinkler method is going to be all of the mutations you're going to want to end up having, because pretty much this is going to be worthless if you're not getting the mutations to help multiply these big old plants. So basically what you're going to want to end up having is a bunch of mutations. So some of the ones I would end up recommending getting like all the time is going to be shocked and celestial and frozen, as these are probably the easiest ones. Other ones you're going to want to end up having, it most definitely is going to be rainbow and golden, because even with all of the other mutations, these are the most important because these are the base multiplier for your plants and stuff, so they can end up hitting them billions of ones. You can also end up getting other stuff like wet, chilled, frozen, things of that nature, and pretty much that's going to end up multiplying the amount by a whole lot. You can also get the moonlit enchantment too. This is going to be very, very important. If you don't have no mutations, this method is literally pointless and you're wasting your money and time. But yeah, pretty much what you're going to want to end up doing is making sure you get as many of these mutations as possible. As you guys can see, if you guys do end up going on the wiki, you can end up looking at the chart, and this is going to be like how the multipliers end up working. So the maximum one is going to be 19,250, and that's going to be a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, that's definitely going to be one of the best multipliers inside of the entire game. But realistically, you would probably be looking at these 5,000 times multipliers right here, because these are the easiest ones to end up getting, like the rainbow shock frozen. This is going to be like the basic ones you're going to end up aiming for. And even with the golden ones, like over here, the golden shock frozen, you're going to be looking with these 2,000 multipliers and the 5,000 ones if your stuff is rainbow. And yeah, that's pretty much what you're going to want to end up expecting from this, make sure you guys do end up getting as many of these enchantments as possible. If you guys can stack up all of these, that's definitely one of the best I would end up doing, because it's definitely going to make your plants very, 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 very expensive, and they're going to sell for billions. If you guys don't have any, like for an example, a regular shocked and frozen one would only be an 100 multiplier, while a golden shocked and frozen one would be a 2,725 one. That is a very big difference, y'all. And I'm just trying to show y'all what I'm talking about. And even in the game, in a minute, I'm just gonna quickly, briefly show y'all just the example of like what multipliers can end up doing for your fruits. And you probably already noticed if you're watching this video, but this is definitely something, because I know a lot of people in my last one of talking about the sprinkler method were complaining like, yeah, my fruits, they don't sell for a lot even though they're super big. But this is the reason why your fruits are not selling big. You have to make sure you end up having this in your inventory. This is very, very, very important so your stuff can end up working. So make sure you guys do end up getting as many enchantments as possible, and make sure you guys do pay attention to the base value growth mutation. So 20, 50, very, very important. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I mean by this whole mutation little chart. Alright guys, so I do have a disco celestial like frozen candy blossom, a whole bunch of really good enchants, but it doesn't have golden or rainbow on it. So as you guys can see, when I do end up selling it, it's only going to end up selling for 44 million, so that's not really good. But yeah, pretty much what you're going to end up looking for is these golden moon melons or the rainbow moon melons or whatever you're growing. Make sure you have that, get all of these enchantments. It's going to be real big, it's going to be worth thousands and thousands and thousands. Like if this candy blossom was literally rainbow, it would be worth probably like 2, 3, 4, 5 billion or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna end up wrapping this video up right here, and that's gonna be how you're going to end up doing the sprinkler method glitch inside of Grow a Garden. Alright guys, that's gonna end up wrapping it up right here. I hope you guys did end up enjoying. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe, and it's your boy Swiftle here, and I'm out. Bye.